The run for the roses. The Kentucky Derby is coming up in just a few days. I live in horse country, Florida, Marion County. The county seat is Ocala. So if you look it up on a map, Ocala, Florida, and Marion County is horse country. I mean, there are horses everywhere. This is the place where a lot of horses come from and get trained. And this Saturday, today's Thursday, so in 2 days, the Kentucky Derby will be happening. And in that race, there are at least 12 horses that have a connection to Marion County. Either they were born here, they were trained here, or their owner, I don't know, maybe their owner lives here. I don't really know. I know there's a lot of money involved with this sport, and it's one of the quickest sports. I mean, as a spectator, you're watching just for a few minutes, and then the whole thing is done. And there's so much around it. There's the ladies' hats, those big brimmed hats, and the big dresses, and there's so much that goes on, plus the betting. The betting is kind of, I guess the betting makes it more exciting to watch, because then you have a horse in the race, literally a horse in the race. There's one this year named Journalist, I think, and there's another one named East Avenue, I think. And there's another one, I like the name. I'm drawing a blank, but there are 12 horses that have a connection. I saw this in the news, and Robin was telling me about this. So 12 horses, that's pretty good. And we've had a couple of champion horses in our community, and there's the World Equestrian Center, which is huge, which is all kind of horse events happen there, and other events too, by the way. But so I just love looking at them. I don't really bet on them, and I don't know anything about them. In fact, when I first moved here, I didn't even know that word, equestrian. It was a new word for me. Now I see it all the time. In fact, the hotel at the World Equestrian Center is called the Equestrian, and it is top notch. It is awesome. I've never stayed there, but I've gone there to eat. They have a Starbucks in there. They have a toy store in there. Listen to this. They have a toy store, like for rich kids. You know what I mean? Like the toys in there are not cheap. And it's like when I was a kid in New York, I remember FAO Schwartz was like the elegant toy store for the rich kids, and I'd go there just to look at this stuff. But anyway, so today I'm going to show you now the painting here is very, very, very loose, very thick paint. In fact, I'm holding it from the back. It's a card, by the way, for those who don't know. It's a greeting card. I'm holding it from the back because the front is not dry yet. It's still very wet. And I used gouache, and gouache has a tendency to dry quickly. However, because I put it on so thick, so I just had fun with this one. It's fun to paint in a very, very loose style and just pushing the paint onto the paper. In fact, in some places, you'll see, if you watch the whole video, you'll see that I put the paint right on the paper, just right out of the tube onto the paper. Take chances like that, have fun with your art, and sometimes you have a happy accident, like Bob Ross would say, and you end up with a picture you sort of kind of like. I sort of kind of like this one. So, all right, let me show you how I did this right now. Okay, let's get started. And we gotta, let's see, we want to do a nice, the head has to be like that. Just big, covering the whole card. Right, up here. Come here. All right, let's see how Shall I start this? I think with Payne's Gray. Just gonna go ahead and add some Payne's Gray right here. Just put it on there. It's very stylized. I think I want a very stylized painting today. Very stylized. The horse's head. I'm trying to talk myself into this. It's almost like listening to a song in your head. You know, just get the colors, get everything right. There we go. Get this nose. Go in the middle of here. Come up here. Just get this kind of sketched in here. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I was talking to Robin about this yesterday, is I noticed that sometimes when I use the word sketch, I am misleading people to think I mean like with a pencil. And absolutely, you can sketch with a pencil, but I actually think sketching is more about everything, not just the image, but it's about the colors and everything associated with it. So it is accurate to say you're sketching. Here we go. You get that looking like a horse right there. It's accurate to say you're sketching even if you're using paint. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Alright, so I kind of got the horse right there. The nostrils right there, the eye right there. Let's see. The mane. The mane's got to be wild, man. Wild. The eyes are up here. Get the muscles in the neck. Very wild. Yeah, this weekend is the Kentucky Derby. There are a lot of horses in the Kentucky Derby that have a connection to this part of Florida, to Ocala and to Marion County. Okay, let's put that away for now. Let's just get very wild with these colors. Let's get some oranges in there and some yellows. Just go crazy with them. Just put it on very thick. this to be very, very thick. Let's get this orange in there. That orange, and then get a clean brush. Get more orange in there. I get more orange from the tube. Get some of that orange out of the tube. I'll just go ahead and put some red on there. Just get it really thick. Spread it out over the whole card. Get some yellow mixed in there. There we go. Using a lot of brushes because the brushes are getting muddied up. We don't want that. Get it very yellow and orange. Get some more yellow in there. Just put it right on the thing. Right on the card. So I don't want it to be very wild, very untamed. The untamed horse. Which is not what the Kentucky Derby is, of course. They're very trained. Just keep it a mess. Keep it a mess. Just keep it a mess. I'm purposefully keeping it messy. Alright, keep that like that. Let's get some of this burnt sienna in here. We get some of that yellow mixed with burnt sienna. yellow. Put it right on it, right on it. Just give it everything it needs for the sheen of the horse. Get a little bit of red in there. There we go. Just keep it a mess. Yellow. Orange, I think. It's gonna be wild with these colors. I think the fun part about this particular painting is this very thing I'm doing right here. Just get it very colorful and very wild. I want this to be wild. I probably need some raw umber in here. I'll do that in a second. I'll get some of that out there. Get some burnt umber. Let me see if I can find some. Or raw umber. One of the umbers. There's raw umber. Let's get some raw umber in there. Yeah. That's what we need. So dark. Almost like black. Almost black. Alright, let's add some of that. Let's just add some of that just for the texture. We want lots of texture in this painting. Lots of lines, all these muscles, all the features of the face. Let's get these very defined muscles, these shadows, get them all in there. This ear too. I want that ear to be very pointy. We'll come back to that one. There we go. That looks good. All these very defined muscles. Let's get them in there. A lot of this is going to be mane up here. Get some more brown here, some more umber. Yeah, the idea here is to get it very stylized. It's kind of the point here. It's one of the rare times I actually need to change brushes a lot to keep it clean. Once this dries, I can add a lot of blue to it also. And white. Definitely add some white. Alright, let's go for the black now. I actually am using black today. I don't normally use black, but today, because this is such a wild horse, I thought black would be a good color. Get this hair flowing. This mane, this wild mane, is going to be flowing everywhere. The wild mane. All the way down here. Let this mane just come everywhere. It's kind of fun doing this. Yeah, it really is. Alright, come on. You gotta have long hair in the front too. You're like a teenager with long, unkempt hair. Just everywhere. Wild, wild hair. Once that dries, I can put some white on it. Get some of this brown up here. Get some more of that Paints gray up here. The Paints gray helps to darken some of these things. I mean, the brush itself is hair, so it serves as hair. It's easy to paint hair when you're painting hair with hair, right? All right, let's get some of these details here. Where's my white here? Get this eye right here. Get some lines here around the nose. Get that nostril, that big, breathy nostril. The horse. Get big. There we go. Some more white over here, right on the edge of the ear. Some of these muscles have reflections in them. Some more white in here. Right here. some of that blue. Get some of that burnt umber there, raw umber. A little hint of blue here and there. There is some sky. All right, I think I'm done with my Impasto horse. The Run for the Roses horse. It's very, very thick paint. Very, very thick. It's not dry at all. I'm going to fold it, make it a card, and then call it done. It is a mess. What do you think? What do you think of my messy horse? Oh my gosh. It is so wet still. All right, well, there we go. Somebody's Kentucky Derby card. All right, I'll talk to you later.